Joining us this morning on Mountain Mornings is Lance Panaguti, the race director and owner of Without Limits Productions. Good morning, Lance.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
So tell me about Without Limits Productions.
So Without Limits started in 2008, and we wanted to be an event company for the endurance industry. We didn't want to just be triathlons. So we produce triathlon races in pretty much every discipline: off-road, sprint distance, Olympic distance, half Ironman distance. We do cycling events, cyclocross events, and aquathon events.
So if someone is new to triathlons, what recommendations do you have for them to get started, to get into this exciting sport?
I'd say right now the best thing they can do is find a club, find other triathletes in the area, and then it's going to kind of take off the intimidation factor. Triathlon, I think a lot of people realize, is not just the big long course Ironman distance event. There are shorter races that you can do on a weekend that take up an hour to 2 hours of your time in terms of the actual racing time. So go out there, and if you're still nervous for your first race, do a relay team. Get your friends together. That's how we see most people have a really positive first experience at a triathlon.
Another option might be a sprint. Tell me about that option for beginners.
Sprint distance, I don't care what background you come from, swimmer, biker, runner. I think everyone should start with a sprint. To me, it's obviously the most fun distance because it's boom, an hour and a half, 2 hours of your time, and then you get the social aspect after. Most sprint distances, they range, but they're typically a half-mile swim, 12-mile bike, and then a 5K run.
Lance, tell me how you got started with triathlons and what you love about them.
So I grew up a swimmer, and pretty much every swimming pool looks the same. Every track for running looks exactly the same. But what I love about triathlon is every single race, really, it's not just you versus the competitors, it's you versus the course. And every single course has something unique to offer and is a different challenge.
What makes Without Limits events different from other triathlons?
We try to make it not just about the race and the competitive experience. We try to add in unique elements that you're not going to see at other races. So pre-COVID, when you crossed our finish line at certain races, you had a giant, long, inflatable slip and slide. So unique elements like that kind of round out the event experience where it's not just about swimming, biking, and running.
And tell me about any races coming up this summer that you're particularly excited about, locations and things like that.
I always love our steamboat races. We do 2 triathlons up there. And to me, there's so much more about the destination, and the scenery is unreal. So if you're going to do your first triathlon, highly recommend either the Steamboat Lake Triathlon or the Steamboat Triathlon at Lake Catamount.
Wonderful. Both sound wonderful. And I've been on that slip and slide, so it's a lot of fun. Lance, if people are excited to register, where can they find out more information or register?
Best thing to do is to go to our website, and that's just www.withoutlimits.co, or social media for all the latest updates.
Well, thank you so much, Lance, for joining us this morning on Mountain Mornings.
Oh, thank you for having me on.